Dear engineers, greetings from Aviation. My name is Apurv Bapat and I welcome you all to Aviation CAD Creo Basic to Professional Training Program. In session 44, we are going to start with drafting of sheet metal parts in Creo. In session 43, we have learned drafting of 3D parts in Creo. In this session, we will start with drafting of sheet metal parts in Creo. In this session, we have one classwork and two homeworks. So this is how the drafting of sheet metal part will look like. So we will create this sheet. So to do that, we will start directly with Creo. Now in Creo, first we will create a new drawing. So go to new, type as drawing, give a name to the drawing. In this case, I am going to give sheet metal parts. Uncheck use default template and click on OK. Now here go to browse and select the template that we had created earlier. So open up the sheet format and now click on OK. Next we are going to add our drawing model. So go to drawing models, go to add model, select the brake pedal part and open. Now use scroll click to get out of this panel. Next we are going to go to general view, click on OK. Now click where you want the model to be placed. In model view, we will select the front view. You can also give the name to the view as front view and click on apply. As soon as you click on apply, it will show you the front view. Now we want to orient it by 180 degree. So to do that, go to angles and give an angle value of 180 degree. Now again click on apply. So you can see how the view is oriented by 180 degrees. Now go to view display, enable the no hidden option and edge quality as very high. Now apply and click on OK. Next thing we are going to change is the scaling. So double click on scale and here we are going to use a scale value of 0.4. Click on enter. Now you can drag this view. So before dragging this view, you will also have to unlock the view movement and now you will be able to drag the view wherever you want. Now once you are done dragging the view, the next thing here we are going to do is define the font height before defining the annotations. So again go to file, prepare, drawing properties, go to detail options and here I am going to change the text height to 0.1 and now click on apply and close. Now we are going to define the annotations. So again close this window, go to annotate, show model annotations. Now select the view. As soon as you select the view, it will highlight all the dimensions. Now simply click on the dimensions you need. In my case, I am going to start from the top. I need this 60, this 30.6. On the left side, I will need this 70 and 270. And finally, I will also keep this dimension that says 3 thick. Now click on apply. So these dimensions will be shown. Next, we will go to datums and in datums, I am going to enable all the datum access. So I will simply click on this select all button and I will click on apply. Now you can close this window. So once you close this window, you can arrange this dimensions as you like. So I'm going to arrange it something like this. This 30.6 I will take all the way to the bottom. Similarly, this 70 I will bring closer to our model and this 270 also I will bring closer to our model. So once you are done arranging this, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to create a view out of this. So go to layout, go to projection view and we will create a view on the right side. So click here. As soon as you click here, I will double click on this and I will define the properties. So first I will define the display as no hidden. edge quality as very high. Now click on apply and click on OK. Now we will define the annotations. So go to annotate, show model annotations. Here in first datum axis, I am going to select the two axes that are shown here. This is the first one, this is the second one. Click on apply, and lastly I will show the dimensions. So go to the dimension tab. Again we are going to start from the top. I want to keep this 25 dimension. Come below and you will find an angle here which is a bit hidden, so also enable this angle. On the left side there is a radius of 6 which is also a bit hidden, so click on this also. At the bottom left side you will find 32.3, we will also keep this. At the center you will find the diameter of 10, we will also keep this. Now on the right side we will keep the 110 value. On the bottom we will keep this 15 value, and lastly at the mid bottom we will keep this 15, R10 and diameter 10. So these are the dimensions we are going to keep. Now click on apply. Now you can close this window. So once you close the window, now you can rearrange the dimensions as you wish. So I'm going to rearrange this 25 somewhere here. This 10 I will rearrange on the right side. Also I will change the arrow, so flip it. This 15 also I will arrange here in the bottom. 110 I will bring closer to our model. Next is this 15 which I will take a bit upwards. Now you can arrange the dimensions however you want, just make sure that these dimensions are properly visible. So this 10 arrow I will change to single arrow, and lastly this R10 also I will bring somewhere at the bottom. After we are done with this, we will go to the top side. This angle I will bring forward so that it is clearly visible. This 32.3 dimension I will bring closer to our model. This R6 also I will bring closer to our model. So we will keep this dimension as it is. Next we are going to create one more project view using the front view. So first I will select the front view. Now go to layout, I will go to projection view. You can also make sure that this front view is slightly to the right, just to make some room, but in our case we will keep it as it is. So select the front view, go to projection view, and I'm going to create a projection view somewhere here. Next I will double click on this and I'm going to define the display as no hidden, edges as very high. Click on apply and OK. Now we are going to define the annotations. So go to annotate, show model annotations. Now here you will find lots and lots of annotations. So only a couple of annotations we want to keep. I will start from this angle at the center, which is somewhere around 40 degrees, and it is also hidden. So click on this. Then on the middle there is also a radius of 6 which is also a bit hidden, so select this also. Then the angle of 130. On the right side you will also find a radius of 6, so select this also. And lastly we will enable this dimension of 15. Once I hide everything else, you will clearly see what this 15 is for. Now click on apply. So these dimensions are shown. Now you can click on cancel. Now again you can rearrange the dimensions. So first I will rearrange this dimension of 40 somewhere here. Then I will rearrange this R6 somewhere here. Then 15 I will bring closer somewhere here to our model. And lastly we will keep this 130 as it is. So here we have defined the dimensions. Next we are going to add our isometric view. So again go to layout. This time I will go to general view, click on OK. Select anywhere where you want to place the isometric view. So I want to place it here. Now in views you will find two new views that we have created. So this is ISO 1 and ISO 2. So these views you can also create in View Manager. We have already shown how to do that before. So open up the brake pedal part, create these two views, and then you can come back here and use these two views to create in the format. So I will select ISO 1 and I will click on apply. So this is the first view. Now I am going to scale this using a custom value, and this value is going to be 0.35. Now click on apply and OK. Again we are going to create one more view. So again go to general view. Okay, I will create this view somewhere here. This time I will select isometric view 2. Click on apply. This is how the isometric view 2 looks like. Again we will go to scale and define a custom scale value of 0.35. Now click on apply and click on OK. Now you can rearrange these windows as you wish. So I will rearrange this isometric view somewhere here. This scale value also I will bring at the bottom of our view. Similarly, now this view I will scale somewhere here. And this scale value I will bring at the bottom. So once these views are done, next thing we have to create is a representation. So this I will show you by opening up the brake pedal part. So right click on brake pedal part, click on open. This will open up the part in a new window. Now in sheet metal parts we have used something called as a flat pattern operation. Basically flat pattern operation will open up the sheet metal part in a way that you will have to manufacture this, and then you can bend the sheet together to get a model like this. That is the meaning of the flat pattern part. Now right now I cannot use this flat pattern part, because if I use this flat pattern operation, then whatever views I have created in the sheet, they will also be turned into a flat view. So I don't want to do that. I want to create a particular flat view and not change the existing views. So that's why first we will have to delete this flat pattern. So I will right click on it and say delete. Click on OK. Now we are going to create the same flat pattern again. I will show you why. First go to flat pattern and now click on OK, and it will create a flat pattern view. Now this I cannot use, but the reason why I have done this is to get access to an operation called as create representation. If you don't do this here, then you won't be able to get access to the operation. So here what I'm going to do is go to flat pattern. There's a small drop down arrow, and here you will find something called as create representation. This will only come if you have created the flat pattern anew. So click on this option, give a name to the representation, click on create. As soon as you click on create, a new representation view has been created. So if you want to see that, you can go to view manager, and this is the representation view that you see on the screen. So right now the master representation is enabled. Now let me show you what happens if I deactivate this flat pattern. So all you have to do is click on flat pattern and suppress this. So click on the suppress button. So this feature will be suppressed. Click on OK. Now this flat pattern feature does not exist, but we can still use the representation. So if you go to brake pedal flat representation and if you activate it, you can see how it looks like a flat pattern, even if the flat pattern is not active. So this representation is what we are going to use in the sheet format. Now you can click on close. Simply click on regenerate and save this file. So once the file is saved, you can close this window, and back into our drawing sheet we will go to drawing models, and here there's an option of set add representation. So click on this option. It will ask you which representation do you want to add. So I want to add this brake pedal flat representation that we have just created, and then click on done. So this representation has been created. Now go to general view, click on OK. Click where you want the representation to be. So I want it to be in this empty area in our sheet, and immediately it will open up this drawing view window. So right now you cannot see the view because it is obstructed by this window. So I will drag this window to the left, and now you can see how the flat pattern representation looks like. So first I will go to the front view, click on apply. Now it looks upside down. I want to orient it, so go to angles and I will give an angle value of 180 degree. Click on apply, and this is how it looks like. Now we will also go to display and use the display style of no hidden, edge quality as very high, apply, and lastly we will also change the value of scaling. So here we are going to use a custom scaling value of 0.45. Click on apply and click on OK. So here you can see this flat pattern is now visible without changing the rest of the views. So the rest of the views are intact and this flat pattern is a separate view. Now you can simply drag this and rearrange all the dimensions. So here I am going to start with the rearranging first. So first I will keep this 270 closer to our view. Then I will rearrange this bend properties, that is this 130 value, then this 40 value. Similarly here also this bend of 130. Now these arrows in front of 130 indicates the bend direction. So the arrow is now going downwards in front of 130. That means the bend is going to be in the downward direction. For 40 value, the bend is going to be on the upward direction. So this arrow represents the direction. Now bring this value here. This 90 value I will arrange it somewhere here, and lastly this 32 value I will arrange it somewhere here. So this 30 value you can also bring it onto the right side by using this blue dots. You can change the arrows. So here this is also defined. Now let me simply drag the view a bit to the right side. Now we are going to define the model annotations. So we will go to annotate, show model annotations. I will select the view. Here there will be lots of dimension. The only dimension I want to keep is this dev.l. So select this dimension and click on apply. Lastly, click on OK or cancel to get out of this window. So what this 10.92 dev.l represent is nothing but the tolerance that you need to define to bend, because when you bend you need some extra material. So that is what this value represents. So this is very, very important. Okay, we have to define also the datum axis here. We forgot to do that. So we will again go back to show model annotations, select the view, and I will go to the datum axis tab and I will simply check all the axes and click on apply. So now the axis is also shown. Now we are going to create a detail view. So go to layout. There's an option of detailed view. Select where you want to create this detail view. So I want to create the detail view somewhere here. So click at this location. As soon as you click, it will show an X. Now all you have to do is kind of draw a spline to create or capture this particular area. So I'm going to start creating the spline from somewhere here. First point, then this is the second point, then somewhere here is our third point, then somewhere here I will create our fourth point, and here is our fifth point, and here is our sixth point. So basically using all these points, use scroll click, and now this detail view is created. So once it creates a detail view, you have to click where you want to place it. So I want to place it somewhere here. So the detail view is also created. Now as soon as it creates a detail view, it will create this note see detail A. So you can also drag this note so that it is visible, and I will drag this value of 10.92 a bit downwards. Now it is properly visible. Now we will go to this detail view, double click on it. We will first change the value of scaling to a custom scale, and this custom scale I'm going to use a value of 1. Apply and OK. So this detail view is also done. Now you can represent or rearrange these notes however you like. So I will also make sure this note everything is at the middle, so text is aligned at the middle. So here we are done with the model dimensions and the annotations. So now we have to define the tolerances. So before defining the tolerances, I am going to define the symbols. So I will go to annotate. I will use the datum feature symbol, and this symbol I will create on this edge here on the front view. So click and you will be able to create a symbol something like this. The symbol is called A, that is our first symbol. Next we are going to define some tolerances. So I am going to define the tolerance on this edge. So go to geometric tolerance, select this edge. I will create a tolerance somewhere here. Now for the tolerance, the symbol, I am going to use the characteristics of perpendicularity, a tolerance value of 0.1, and also I will add a symbol A. Now click on anywhere in the graphics window and this tolerance is created. Similarly, we will also create tolerances in the top view. So again go to geometric tolerance. This time I will select this bottom edge in the top view and we will create the tolerance somewhere here. For this also we will use geometric characteristics of perpendicularity, value of 0.1, datum reference of A. So this is also defined. Now we will also create a symbol here. So go to datum feature symbol, click on this tolerance that we have just created, and here I am going to reference a symbol and this is called as B symbol. Next we are going to create one more new tolerance for this 130 degree. So let me just drag this 130 degrees outward a bit, and now we will go to geometric tolerance, click on 130 degrees, and for this we are going to use geometric characteristics of an angle. So angularity, tolerance value of 0.1, and for this symbol we will use a symbol of B. So this is also defined. Now if you want to drag it somewhere like this so that it is easily visible, you can also do that. Next we will create one more tolerance for this 40 degree. So go to geometric tolerance, click on the 40 degree value, and for this also we want to use angularity. So geometric characteristics as angularity, tolerance value of 0.1, and the symbol as B. So this is also done. Again you can drag this a bit outward to make it easily readable. So here we have defined the tolerances. Now we have to define the annotations. So to define the annotations, I'm going to make a little bit of space here. So I will simply drag these tolerances that I have created. And now under annotate, I'm going to go into note. I will click here and I will give the name to this. So this is going to be top view. So this top view note has been created. Similarly, at the bottom of this here, I'm going to create one more note. This is going to be front view. Then for this side, this is going to be right side view. So note, give the name as right side view. Again one more new note for this. The name is going to be isometric view, and this is the second isometric view, so the name is isometric view 2. Similarly for this isometric view 1, so create a new note, isometric view 1. Lastly we will define some new things here. So first go to note, I will create a new note here where I will define the thickness first. So 3 thickness, let me drag it and arrange it here. Then a new note which defines the view. So this is flat pattern view, and again rearrange it so it looks easy to read. So here we have defined all the annotations. Now the last thing we have to do is edit this table. So I will go to the table tab, and now you can simply double click on the table, and here you can insert the name of the component. So the name of the component is brake pedal, then the name of the assembly. So this is from a pedal box assembly. Then name of the student, so you can type your name here. Next is material, so material is aluminium 6. Okay, so this is not aluminium, let's say this material is steel. Then in date you can define the date when it is created, and finally you can define the value of scale as 0.4. So now if I go to refit the entire thing to screen, this is how the entire drawing sheet will look like. Now all you have to do is save the file. If you want a PDF format, you can also use file save as and use the PDF format as shown in the earlier session. So here we are done with session 44. Now let me show you the homework. So for the homework, you will have to create the drawing sheets for all the sheet metal components in the entire vehicle, both for Formula 4 and ATV. Now the drawing sheet must contain these particular views: general view, projection view, flat pattern view, detailed view, isometric view, and a geometric tolerance. If you want to know the number of sheet metal parts in Formula 4 vehicle, there are 4 other parts. First is the spring mount, then a TMC mount, then a clutch pedal, and then an accelerator pedal. So these parts are from only Formula 4 vehicle. Similar parts are also be in ATV vehicle. I will also recommend you to create all the sheet metal parts sheet in one single drawing, so that you will have to create only one PDF, and that one PDF is the homework. So here, if you want to download this homework problem statement, you can visit Eliation's website and use the homework button. Classwork button can be used to download classwork problem statements. Comment button can be used to ask for any doubts or queries. Session video will show you this video. Session test you have to give if you want to advance to the next session. Upload homework button can be used to upload your homeworks. While uploading the homeworks, make sure to follow this file name format. First give your name, then session number, then homework number. You can also upload homework images on your LinkedIn and Facebook profiles. Don't forget to tag us via #Eliation and #Eliation Global CAT contest. So with this, we have finished session 44. Thanks a lot for attending session 44. In session 45, we are going to cover drafting of an assembly in Creo. If you have any doubts or queries, feel free to contact us via query@eliation.com, or you can also visit www.eliation.com. Thanks a lot for attending session 44.